Good afternoon, everybody. I am Chief Meteorologist Casanova Nurse. Thanks for tuning in here on our various digital streaming platforms to give you an afternoon update on the anticipated severe weather that will affect many parts of our region for the late night hours. Here's a summary of why we are calling this time frame a first to know weather day, simply to put out the message and keep repeating the message to you that there's going to be some active weather that can be of high impact for some areas. That peak time frame starts late tonight, not necessarily for the evening commute, not really if you're going out to dinner for 7 or 8 o'clock with your sweetheart, for example, but late tonight. If it's Friday night and if you're one of those party animals that's going to go out and have a good time with your friends, you have to keep in mind that as you are doing your festivities, there will be thunderstorms rumbling through. Winds will be picking up. As the storms approach and get near, they'll start to trigger stronger wind gusts. A few of those could translate into tornado producing thunderstorms. And with all the rain that we've had in some areas, especially close to the coast, we could see worsening flooding situations, and all this happening at night, early in the morning. Not the prime time to encounter severe weather. Most of us are not party animals, I guess I could say, and you might be sleeping. It's very important that you have a way to get information about the approaching weather while you're resting or while you're sleeping. Storm Shield, our weather app, is one good tool to have. It will send out a sound if you have it programmed to do such. It will give you that alert just for your location. It's not going to be something that's all over the place. If you're in, say, Valdosta, you get a warning in Liberty County. It's not going to be like that. It will be specific to your location. Well, what's been happening over the last couple of hours? What's happening right now? Light to moderate showers. That's been an okay thing for areas around and north of I-10. We've had more consistent rain here in the eastern side of the Big Bend, and even a stronger thunderstorm coming close to Steinhatchee and Horseshoe Beach. That will keep moving off towards the northeast, and it can pack some gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour along routes like Highway 19. The trail of rain is extensive farther offshore, but this is not the source of tonight's severe weather. It's actually starting to take shape over here, way on the other side of the Gulf. This is that front, an area of strong low pressure, and is generating spotty thunderstorms that are growing off of southwestern Louisiana and along the central Gulf Coast. So that is what we're going to be focusing in on very intently going into tonight. Now, here's how things look in our forecast and focus data. I think the heavy rain shaft is being a little displaced to the north on this weather data. It's actually going to be a little farther to the south. Nonetheless, the point is there will still be some times of spotty rain, not likely to be severe. But in that southeastern corridor is where we're going to have the highest concentration of steadier rain. It can be light to moderate at times, maybe a couple heavier downpours. And then by midnight, there may be some slight northerly shift in that band. But overall, I think we'll go back into a less intense rain mode. However, in that time frame, south winds will be picking up as depicted here. Breezier conditions and stronger winds as you go up in the atmosphere. So that combination plus that strong low will force a line of thunderstorms across the region. Current thinking is about 11 p.m. at the earliest across our tri-state counties, around 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the central regions, and just before sunrise in our eastern zones like I-75 and the Suwannee River. That's the narrowed window of opportunity for the peak severe weather effects that can be experienced here. After that passes through, we'll get in on a steady clearing trend. It will still be windy, but a colder northwest wind. There's going to be a big temperature flip-flop all behind this, and we'll talk about that briefly ahead. But the main focus of our stream right now is to let you know about that severe weather risk. As you go past tomorrow morning, the weekend looks just fine if you can tolerate it being very cold. But for the time being, we still have some inclement weather and soggy conditions where we can see an additional 1 to 2 inches of rain. Some areas along the coast, Taylor County, Franklin County, already receiving about 1 to 3 inches so far today. That's on top of about the same or slightly more since the middle of the week. So we're talking about total rainfall approaching 5, 6 inches in some cases. So we can actually add another 1 to 3 before this system moves out of the region. Most areas will get soggy. Some areas get less soggy. If you're in the Flint River Valley, yeah, you still have that severe weather risk, but the rainfall totals, the flooding risk is not going to be all that high for you. It's going to be continuing to focus across areas near and south of I-10, and a particular area of concern I think will be in the southeastern Big Bend, where we can see at least some spot flooding concerns. So we do have a flood watch that's still in effect across most of our counties, and just in the last few hours, some of our northeast Florida regions and locally speaking the Suwannee River Valley, those counties have been added to the flood watch that extends through Saturday morning, at least until 11 o'clock for our local counties. And that's just because saturated ground can only hold so much rain. You get more heavy rain, that can cause ponding and even occurrences of flash flooding. So we'll have to monitor that accordingly as well. But when it comes to the winds, those breezes that you feel here at ground level will be even stronger as you go up about 3, 4, 5,000 feet. Winds at that level by later tonight will be around 60 to 70 miles per hour. That's almost like hurricane force winds. And it's normal to have winds that are increasing in speed as you go up. But when they start to flow this strongly, that fuels the motion in thunderstorms that can support the strong wind gusts and even the rotation within some of those individual spots that can create tornadoes. That's going to be the concern. That's one of the ingredients going into this severe weather risk, as well as a surge in atmospheric energy. Usually at night you get a little downward trend, or even after you've had some rain, but there's actually going to be a little inflow of energy aloft that's going to help to support that drive up of the thunderstorm activity. Once all that passes through, there's not going to be any more of that fuel, so to say. And of course, with any thunderstorm, you get lightning, which causes thunder, and there will be times where the lightning can be frequent and the claps of thunder can be quite loud. So quite a few things going into this severe weather risk, which is in the numerous range, or enhanced as we say in meteorological jargon. That just means a higher chance to encounter a few more than just an isolated or scattered bout of severe thunderstorms. Most of those, if we do have severe thunderstorm warnings, it will be for the gusty wind chance, and that reaches about 30%. So again, that's a little higher than your average severe weather event. And the tornado possibilities are also in a slightly higher range, roughly about 10% across the entire region. We'll really have to monitor those individual specks of storms that start to roll in ahead of the line, and they work with that strong inflow from the south winds, and that can be sort of the mix that can kick up a little more spin within some of those systems. So it's going to be more of an hour-to-hour sort of monitoring of the radar to see if there's any impending threats. So again, keep in mind, strong gusts of winds can cause some local damage, can knock over some trees. You may lose power, especially if there's lightning flashes or if a tree falls on a power line, so be aware of that. The flooding risk is in the high range according to our hazard scale. Tornado risk, I'd say medium. It's not guaranteed that you'll see one, but there could be a few tornado warnings in the mix, and of course we will let you know through our various means and modes if and when a tornado watch is issued. I would certainly suspect we will have one by later tonight. It just needs the official go-ahead when those conditions really start coming together. So to wrap it all up here on our stream, of course we'll have a lot more information during our newscast, which you can watch on these various streaming channels late tonight through early tomorrow morning, roughly about 10, 11 o'clock through sunrise on Saturday. That's the prime time for us to get in on severe storms that can create strong damaging wind gusts, 60, 70 miles per hour, maybe a couple of tornadoes, and we'll have to monitor the flooding risk, especially for areas south of I-10. I think that's the prime zone for flooding, but I do think the severe weather risk will be scattered, moving west to east across all local areas here on our ABC 27 service area. So make sure